Alright, handymen and women, I'm going to start this off. First of all, today's video, I want to start off with a very sincere thank you. I've been getting messages and emails and comments every single day from y'all, and it looks like y'all are putting into practice a lot of the stuff that I've said I'm doing, and you're succeeding. Every day I'm getting emails, y'all are telling me that you're leaving homeowners and you've gotten your first property manager or two and they're actually sending you work. You've doubled your income because you're staying with homeowners maybe, but you've learned how to just ask for more money and get more money. You're quitting your jobs, you're starting your business, you're getting accountants, you're getting your LLC set up properly. You're doing all the things and you're creating a life for yourself. And I'm hearing from you every day, and I have to say, like, given the time that I've put into this, not knowing if anything was ever going to come out of it, it feels really good. So I just want to thank y'all. I appreciate it when you let me know. Like, I really, truly enjoy when I find out that another person and another person and another person is making their lives better. As y'all know, I don't like the employer-employee relationship. I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's not a healthy one. It's not an equal one. It's just kind of toxic. And I had to get out of that, and I had to do my own thing, and when I figured out how, I shared it, and now y'all are getting out of it. And I just love it. So I just really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And also thank you because if y'all remember, since I've started this channel, a lot of what I've been saying over and over, because you're asking so many questions, really good ones, and you're wanting a bunch of answers, and you're needing more content and more info, and I have to keep apologizing because I just don't have the time, because as you know, this channel is secondary to providing for my family. I have a big family, I have big goals, we're trying to live a big life, and I have to take care of them first, which means I work 7 days a week, every single day, and that's still true to this day. I have not yet reached a point where I can take real days off that are honestly just days off, where I'm not thinking about work, I'm not answering phone calls, I'm not sending out messages and scheduling and all of that. And I've always said, like, man, I wish I could get a sponsor. Someday, hopefully, I can get a sponsor, because if I can get some sort of reimbursement for all of this from a sponsor, that opens up more time, if I could take a day or two off. Well, guess what? It's Lucky Cowboy Hat Day, because I got a sponsor. And not only did I get a sponsor, my sponsor is somebody that I've been telling y'all since day one, before I ever had any conversations with this company. Since day one, I've been telling y'all it's who I use exclusively. I've been telling y'all that they changed my business. So, big announcement. My sponsor is 𝗬𝗢𝗪, the software that I keep telling y'all that I'm already using for my business. And it's great because they don't require me to say any particular thing. I'm telling you the truth here. They don't require me to say any particular thing about them. All they want me to do, because I've already included them in my content, in fact, that's how they found me, was because they noticed that I was already talking about them. So they just want me to keep talking about them. And there's stipulations, of course. I'm probably not supposed to share like what the contract says, but I can tell you, they don't control what I say, they don't control what I do. They just simply are sponsoring me with the expectation that in return, I need to make sure that I'm continuing to talk about them. So, I've got a sponsor, and that means I can take time off. Today's one of those days. Today's a half day, and the reason today's a half day is because even though I'm not getting paid yet, I know that there will be reimbursement for me doing this with y'all. And it's amazing. And I couldn't have done it if all of y'all hadn't have been commenting on my videos, if all of y'all hadn't have been liking my videos and supporting the channel generally speaking. I wouldn't have gotten big enough with enough subscribers for them to have ever found me. So I'm super excited and I'm super grateful, because this is part of me taking care of my family. And I love more than anything in the world, if you know people who know me, I love to share information. I love to talk. I'm not like the strong, silent type. I get excited about things and I want to share them with people I care about. And I love knowing that y'all are out there making your businesses happen right now and making money, and hopefully getting to the point that I'm getting at, and much further than I will ever get. Half of you probably will. So 𝗬𝗪𝗪's the sponsor, and here's what we're going to do. This is how I'm incorporating them, even though I already incorporate them because I already talk about them. But here's what we're going to be doing with 𝗬𝗪𝗪 is I'm going to release a video on the 12th that's going to explain to you, I'm going to literally guide you on the computer. You'll see my screen and you'll see step by step how to set up your software, how to create estimates, how to create jobs, how to create invoices, how to set it up so they can request, how to use their map and their route optimization features, everything. I'm going to show you all the things, not all the things that 𝗬𝗪 does, because I don't use all the features, but every way that I use 𝗬𝗪, and I'm going to explain to you how and why that matters for my property managers, and therefore will very likely matter to yours. So first thing right off the bat, before I forget this and get all excited telling you about what it's going to do for you and what we are going to do with it together, before I get excited, in the description is a link. The link is my link. It's the link 𝗬𝗪 gave me. This is partially how you can help me out in exchange for helping you out, is instead of going to the 𝗬𝗪 website and downloading 𝗬𝗪, I would like you to click my link. You're going to get a discount when you do, so don't think like, oh no, if I click Ray's link, then I'm going to have to, it's going to charge me, like it's going to be a different link that charges me more. No, it's not. You're going to get a discount, and on top of that, it's a free trial. It's a 14-day free trial, so there's no obligation that you ever pay for anything. And the first thing I want you all to do, if you don't shut this video down yet, no matter what, the first thing to do, even if you don't use my link, all of you, download the free trial and just send your property managers a couple estimates and a couple invoices using 𝗬𝗪 so that they can see the client view from the back end, that they get to connect into 𝗬𝗪, and to see, just literally test it out. Send them something through 𝗬𝗪 and find out, without asking them, without saying a word. I'll bet you they come back to you, because all of mine did. They all came back to me and they said, hey, I really like this. This is really professional. So get the link from my description or in my profile, please. Use it to get your free trial, because that's going to let 𝗬𝗪 know that I'm doing my job for them. But moving on, I'm going to tell you what I like about 𝗬𝗪, specifically the features that I use. So number one, it's the first thing I noticed about 𝗬𝗪 as soon as I got it. Number one was somebody called me, I don't know who, but somebody called me because I had placed a few ads for my business, and they wanted to introduce me to 𝗬𝗪. And I told them the same thing I've been telling y'all forever, was, hey, I'm really sorry, but I don't have time. I need to be working 24 hours a day. I'm trying to build something here, and I don't have a half hour to give you. I'd have to take that away from my family. But I made a deal with a person who was trying to sell me 𝗬𝗪. I made a deal with him, and I said, I tell you what, here's what I'll do. I'll go home tonight, and I'll give 𝗬𝗪 like 15 or 20 minutes. I'll download a free trial, send me your thing, you know, so that you get the credit for it, but I'll download a free trial, and I'm going to go in there without reading any instructions and without your help. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to set it up for my business. And if I can successfully do that without a whole bunch of effort, so in other words, if the software is intuitive and I don't have to try to figure it all out, if it just flows, then I'll set up a phone call with you. Long story short, by the end of the night, I was done. I was hooked. Everything, 𝗬𝗪 understands our industry, and they prompt you with the things you need just about in the order that you need them in. They understand the service industry, and by service industry I mean people who have a brick and mortar business where people are coming to them and buying products and stuff. The service industry, in terms of you're out there finding customers and you're scheduling to go around town and provide your service. That's what they're set up for. That's what we do. There are a lot of different pieces of software that run all sorts of different parts and pieces for all sorts of different businesses. 𝗬𝗪 is made for us. It's made for what we do. I've used them since day one, and it's intuitive. I promise you, it is the easiest thing in the world to use. You can suck at computers. It doesn't matter. It's extremely simple to use. So what I'm going to do is I would like you to go download your free trial. It's no obligation. You just cancel it if you don't want it, you know. So download your free trial and just go and play with it a little bit. And what I'm going to do is on the 12th of this month, I'm going to drop a video where I'm going to guide you through the whole process. So if you want, you can just download your free trial and don't even look at it until the 12th. On the 12th, there will be a video out where I'm going to take, so I got 𝗬𝗪 to give me a demo account, so it can't be used to run a business because it's a demo account, but it does basically everything except transact payments and stuff. So they got me a demo account. I'm going to open that demo account up on my video for the first time, and I'm not going to know what I'm doing in advance, and I'm going to show y'all because I'm sure I'm going to remember enough and I'm familiar with the software already. But I'm just going to go through the process of setting up a business on the demo account. And once I've got that demo account set up, as you watch me, you can be setting yours up as well. You can pause and play, take each step. You can get all of your jobbers set up. And then on that same video, I'm going to show you how to create estimates, or quotes they call them on Jobber. I'm going to show you how to do a quote. I'm going to show you how to convert that quote into a job, or just how to create a job from scratch. I'm going to show you how to invoice. I'm going to show you how to set up the requests, or how the requests can be done. So your property managers, here's one of the things you'll love about this. You have your front end that you're looking at, that you're utilizing. Your property manager, the first time they receive something from you on Jobber, in order to view it, it's going to prompt them to create their account. So they're going to create an account. It's a free account. Like, they don't have to pay. They just need to, like, get a username and a password so the Jobber knows who it is when they come in to look at stuff, because you don't want just anybody being able to look. So they're going to get prompted to sign in, and then they're going to have a client hub from their end. And their client hub, they're not going to be able to see everything you can see. You're going to have a lot of privacy with places to put internal notes and stuff that are only visible to you and or your workers whom you've given access to. So you still have all of your privacy from over here, but from over here, they can see all the jobs they have for you. They can see requests that they've sent to you. They can see when jobs have been scheduled. They can see all the data that you want them to see from their end. They can look at their invoices. They can look at their balance. So if they have like I've got one client right now who has like a $15,000 balance, all of them from just dozens of smaller jobs. They've got a $15,000 balance. They can see that from their end. They can see what estimates they're paying late. They can see everything they need to see. You can see everything you need to see. If you have helpers and workers, your workers have their own view, and you control with the drop-down menu what they can see. So for example, if you don't want them to see the pricing on the job, they can't see the pricing on the job. They can just see what you want. So I'm going to show you how all that works. I'm going to show you how I use the route optimization feature, which I actually don't use the route optimization to optimize routing. It'll take you all over town with the shortest number of miles driven. But what I use it for is I actually put a lot of my jobs in as unscheduled, and then I use part of the route optimization feature to actually show me a map of the city, and it's going to have a little dot next to every job where it's at in the city. So when I go to schedule, what I'll do is I'll open up this map and I'll just see a visual of the city, and I might see that up here in this corner, oh look, there's 5 jobs that are kind of all in the same little neighborhood. So when I go to schedule, I'm not going to schedule to where I'm driving all over town in a big star pattern, trying to get everybody taken care of, driving 186 miles in that day. I'm going to schedule them all right here for Monday. And then if I've got a handful over here, I'm going to schedule those for Tuesday. If I've got a line across town through the middle, then I'm going to schedule my first one over here, and then I'm going to schedule the other ones to hop, skip, and jump back to closer to home. There's a lot of features that you're going to love. Of course, they can take payments, and you'll love the payments because some property management companies, probably most of them, they kind of prefer a check or a direct deposit, and that's what you should be doing. But you're going to do a lot of work where they're going to send you directly to the person who owns the rental home, and those people are going to want to pay you online. Half of them aren't even going to live in the state that you're in. They live in Washington, and they own a home in Arizona. It's an investment property for them. And they're going to want to be able to do all that over their phone. So they can, you know. So when you send an invoice, you can text it or email it. If they open it up in their email on a PC, they get a certain version. If they open it up on their phone via a text, they get a different version, but they'll all have a secure payment option. Itemized, here we go. So this is the reason I upgraded to the, what do they call it, the Grow plan. The reason I upgraded to the Grow plan was very, very specific, and it's this. Now, I've got a series I'm starting now. I haven't posted the first video yet, but I will be in just a minute. The first video, it's going to be a series for how to do move-outs, because these, for me, they're my favorites. They're my bread and butter. I make a lot of money on them. You don't have to schedule with everybody. You don't have to drive all over town. It's really a lucrative business doing the move-outs for the property management companies. But one of the things I noticed was when I do a move-out, the property managers only notice about half the stuff that needs to be fixed. It blows my mind how much they miss. And previously, they would send the list, and my job would be either do the list within a budget or to do the list without a budget, or they'll say something like, please do $350 worth of whatever you can knock out for $350 and send an estimate for the rest. Or oftentimes, especially if it's a big list, and especially if it's a new property owner, because they really hate spending money, they haven't been in the business long enough to understand there's just a way it works, they'll ask for estimates, right? So if you send them an estimate with stuff on it they didn't ask for, they'll say something like, hey, I can't send this to the homeowner because that's not the stuff that I asked to be fixed. We've already gone over this. So what I do is I upgrade it to the Grow plan, and on the Grow plan you can do itemized, line clickable, acceptable, what's the word? They can approve or deny each individual line item. So if they don't want to do the extra stuff you found, they just don't click it and they don't approve it. And the software wasn't even made for that specifically. It was actually made for upgrades. So let's say they ask you, like, can you replace the countertops? And then you say, okay, what kind of countertops do you want? And they're like, oh, I don't know, what do you think? And you say, well, there's the cheap ones, and then there's these, or we can try to go with granite or something. And they're going to say, oh, can you just give me an estimate for each? So what you can do with the upgrades, and again, that's not what I use it for the most part, I have, but you can have like your estimate, your line item for the thing that they asked you to do. But then you can also have some line items that they can approve or deny for upgrading that work to a nicer toilet, nicer countertop, a higher level of service. But what I do is my entire move out, the first line is not line item approve or deny, and it's the trip fee. That's set in stone. They're going to pay that on top of everything else. And then every single little job I'm going to do in that place, the ones they asked for plus the ones I found, every single job is going to be line item clickable to approve or deny. And they can deny the jobs that if they have a reason they don't want to do them, they can deny them. Also, it helps out because for the homeowners who are very budget conscious, a lot of times they're going to say, $980 for, just these two or just these 6 things, that's too much. Where's the money going? Well, they can open it up with them and say, okay, well, there's line 1. That's for a sink pop-up that's broken off and doesn't exist anymore, and it needs to exist. And it looks like he's charging $65 labor for that, and he's charging $32 materials for that. You can click it, yes or no. If you don't want it, or if you think 65 is an unfair price and you want to do it yourself, that's fine. You can click them all the way down. So that's another favorite thing of mine. If y'all remember, and I haven't even checked this feature out yet, I'm going to be checking this out. I'm learning new features of Jobber because now that I'm going to be giving y'all some classes on the software, I'm learning more of the features so that I can show you how to do it. But you know how I was talking about doing checklists for inspections because they're not good at the inspecting. I have not looked at it yet, but I've seen that they actually have checklists now where you can create your own. So that's interesting. But anyways, it's got tons and tons and tons of cool features. It's going to set you out from the crowd. It's going to set you apart. And that's kind of the whole point of all of this. This is the culmination of like, what's this video about as far as setting you apart from the crowd. It's that when your property manager receives the first invoice, the first estimate or whatever through Jobber, they're going to start looking at you differently. Preferably, you get some new companies that don't even know you yet. So if you've been messy in the past, it's going to be okay. If you've got a new property manager, especially when you come on board, you're coming on board looking like a legit business, not like a Chuck with a truck and a hammer and some duct tape. You're looking like a really legitimate business who knows what they're talking about and who knows what they're doing. And you're going to provide them with that professional product. And by the way, this also means they get to go to their homeowners and provide their homeowners with a professional product. Because when a homeowner has to look at a handwritten estimate or a Word document estimate, something without a letterhead and stuff on it, when they have to look at that, it tells them that the property manager has not found a professional to be working on their houses yet. This is just going to set you apart, and the bottom line is the whole goal here for us is we're trying to charge more and we're trying to be on a higher level. We're trying to get treated like a business and not like a handyman in the way that so many people view the term handyman. And the way that you're going to do that is by behaving like one. So one of the ways to behave like a business and not just a handyman is to present yourself to them in a professional manner, to have your shit together, for lack of a better way to put it. You look like you have your shit together when you do it this way. So, on the 12th is going to be the video that I'm going to put out that's going to take you step by step through everything. On the 14th is going to be the live stream, and that's when you're going to get to sit down with me live on YouTube and ask the questions you need to ask. And we're going to go through this together, and I'm going to help you learn how to use the software, so you're not going to have to spend hours upon hours upon hours figuring it out yourself. In my opinion, you won't need to, because I didn't need to. But there's a lot of features. There's a lot of things where I did have to go YouTube because I wanted to find out specifically. Here's a good example. You can customize your work order forms. So, and you can take it all the way back to the very beginning with the requests, or with the estimates, or with converting estimates into jobs, creating jobs or invoices. You can customize your forms. So I had a property manager who needed a line that said pay to the order, or bill to the order of. No, sorry. It needed to say bill to. It was needed to list the person it was getting billed to, which isn't the property management company. So I had to set up that, and I was able to figure it out, and you can actually add custom lines. I also, once I knew how to do that, I added a line for the tenant info, and I added a line for this, and I added a line for that. I customized my job forms, show me all of the information that I want to see on them in the place that I want to see them at. So I'm going to take you all through all of that. So go to my description for the video, click the link, please. Click my link. That's what I'm asking of you in exchange for the service I'm providing to you, is to click my link, get your free trial, play with it if you want to before the 12th, and if you don't want to before the 12th, wait till the 12th and get everything in there. And I'm going to show you how to set up your entire business in Jobber from day one. And then we'll do the live stream on the 14th. And then if you don't like it, there's enough time. There's more than 14 days between now and then. So once you've watched my video, once you've done the live stream, if it's not the software for you, I can't imagine what is, but if it's not, then you don't have to pay for it. You just cancel your trial. So I hope you guys are killing it out there. I'm very happy. It's been a great day for me. I'm excited to share this news. I hope y'all are killing it every single day, and I hope you succeed. And I can't wait to do more of this with you. So y'all have a great one.